All right, hello, welcome everybody to round 10 of the Division 3 ISRL Championship, and we are in Abu Dhabi, out in the desert today for our, I guess, the first race in this home stretch after the last break for the Season 4 Championship. So, of course, we've had an opening stint, a break, another stint, and then our last break after Japan, and now we've got 6 races, 7 if you count this one, to go, rounds 10 all the way through 16, and in Abu Dhabi, these guys have had a break. They've had a week off. They've had some time to relax, regroup, practice, hopefully, and come back better prepared. We've got 16 guys, so some new names in the lobby, some reserves. We've had a couple guys missing, but our championship hopefuls are here. F1 Richie, Azen, and the likes, Craigo as well. They're all in the lobby, so we should be able to see quite an interesting championship fight here for Division 3. And I do have to confirm quickly, I did hear a mic there. Efram, you still in the party? Okay, I'm not. Efron was in here a little bit.
Yes.
Yes, you are. Okay. Are you still going to try to help Kokam even if you can't get in the lobby?
Yes, of course. I'm watching it from the YouTube.
Okay, perfect. So, well, if I got you here with me, then tell me a little bit. What can we expect from this race, either in terms of tire strategy or what kind of thought process these drivers are going to take going into the weekend?
This is one of the hardest races, I think, for all the participants for Division 3. Sometimes it lacks a little bit of pace for strategy because it might be a two-stop, but it depends also which tires they're going to use for the qualifying. So far it seems that, if I'm seeing correctly, and if you can show us a little bit, the tires that they're using, I think they're using all of them soft tires. So maybe with soft, they still need another two-stop, because if make at least one. Okay, so as I can see right now, there's a lot of guys who are doing on the medium tires, but this is a little bit tricky as well because they need to be fastest on those tires. So if they start on the medium, they will definitely do a one-stop. If they start on the softs, it can be a two-stop because the hard tires are very slow in this track.
Yeah, I did hear some drivers talking about potentially doing medium, soft, medium, so they have that fast stint in the middle of the race, and it also opens them up to changing to a one-stop if there's a well-timed safety car. So maybe look for some of those guys right now, 2nd through 5th. On the medium tires currently, to maybe try to convert that into another alternate strategy. For now, though, on provisional pole, it's F1 Richie. He is on the softs. There's also Monkeys on the soft a little further down, and nobody else has set a time yet. We have confirmation. I didn't think we'd have to confirm this, but we have confirmation in the chat. It is going to be a dry race down in the desert, and it's rare that we ever get rain here. If we do, though, that would have thrown such a wrench into the plans there. But no, dry race for now, so these drivers should be prepared. No setup to fiddle with here. And it's F1 Richie, our current championship leader in P1 right now. He's at P1 in the championship with 211 points, and then it's Azen behind him. Azen's down in 13th right now, has not set a lap. He's 160 points, so 51 points behind F1 Richie. He's going to have to put in at least a winning performance, I think, if he wants a chance to catch up, and some consistent results through the season. Craigo's right behind him, the Ferrari teammate there, at 142 points in 3rd in the championship. Bacher is in 4th at 133. Asunik in 5th at 129. Bumblebee in 6th at 125. Chill Mo, who's not going to be racing for the next couple of weeks, at 107 in 7th place. And then Chris, who we've seen battling for podiums in recent races, in 8th at 98 points. He's got Cozy right behind him, 9th place, 96 points. Top 10, Monkeys at 91 points. So it's a bit tight there at the bottom of the top 10. One good podium, one good result, that can change everything for some of these guys. Let's go on board now with, he's on his out lap. There's always Rick setting a lap. He's on the mediums. I think this might be a second time out. 1:38.6 for Rick. He's going to want to improve that. He's currently last of the ones who have set a time, a full second there behind Monkey Mafia. But on the mediums, 2 laps already set. It is possible he's just out for some recon laps. And actually, no, he does improve his time by quite a bit. Goes P5 there, but on the used tires, if he doesn't beat that on the softs there, he's going to start his race on some worn tires. Is there any logic to that? Is that something you want, having just slightly more scrubbed tires? Does that give you an advantage off the start, maybe?
So, I mean, this is something that when you start and you have that formation lap, you're already going to have a little bit of a tire wear. If you have a safety car in the first 2 laps, yes, it's going to be an advantage if you start with those 3 laps, but definitely it won't help you if there will be no safety car in the first part of the race. But I believe so that these guys, I'm a little bit familiar also with some of the Division 4 drivers, but I believe so that some of them we still need to see a good lap by them. One of them is Sprunky. I believe that Sprunky is one of the top guys that have a very good pace in this race. And also, Bakker was good on Wednesday, so we need to check out what they're doing.
Yes, Brunky winning on track on last Wednesday. He might be taking a penalty, which is, if you're following our Facebook and you're wondering why we haven't put the graphic up for a Div 4 winner, it's under investigation. Oh, who was that? There's a racing point that I just saw behind Azen, and I think that's Chris, who's out of the race. Let's get our mini-map up. I just realized that wasn't on. And yeah, it is ISRL Chris, so losing it there, coming out of turn 3 into turn 4, hits the wall, and that's going to be the end of his qualifying session. He's going to start P16. But yeah, Sprunky winning on track. He had an incident with Mark down the back straight. Mark finished second, though, and about a second, 1.9 seconds, if I recall correctly, behind Sprunky. So if there is a penalty for Sprunky, it will change the order of the race. Either way, though, Sprunky podium last time out in Division 4. And like you said, Bakker, I believe, was quite quick as well. Azen, though, recovering to P7. I think he raced as well, had an early incident, recovered to P7. He's feeling comfortable on this circuit. He's on the medium compound tires right now, out to set his first lap time. Now, if I go to fitted tires, yeah, it looks like there's a lot of people thinking about the softs, at least the ones that are in the pits. Azen's on the mediums. Let's see if we can get that Mercedes up. No teammate this time out for Azen. And coming around the final corner, I think he's run out of VRS there, but it's still going to be P5 for Azen. So a 1:35.499 slots in between Always Rick and Bumblebee. Bumblebee, he's let's talk about Bumblebee for a second. So started off the season, and up until round 5, he had 31 points. He was in 15th place. And actually, round 6, he had a DNF, 41 points, 15th place. And then you jump to round 7, round 8, round 9. He's now in 8th place in the championship with 98 points, almost doubling his point total in the last 3-4 races with some podiums, a win, more importantly. What can we expect there from Bumblebee? Is he going to keep that streak of performances going today?
I think also Bumblebee, I can relate to him because this is the same situation that I had. I had a win, I had some podiums. In Division 4, I had a DNF, which wasn't my fault at all. And also, I had some bad results lately. So I believe Bumblebee, he needs to have more confidence. He needs to try at least to gain more confidence, and he needs to take everything out of those tires and out of the strategy that he have. Sometimes you have a good strategy, but the safety car comes and ruins it up. So we will see. I wish good luck to this driver, as I know that Bumblebee is one of the top drivers in this division.
Yeah, absolutely. 2 wins in the last 3 races for Bumblebee, winning in Belgium and Japan. Not on the podium in Silverstone, but If you can win 2 races, even if you crash, if you win every 2 races and you crash in between, you're still going to finish the season with quite a lot of points. So those wins just coming in clutch there, saving his season from what was potentially finishing far behind his team, and now he's right in the hunt. And of course, we've heard about their rivalry there between Bumblebee and Chris. We've seen them exchange some quotes, some words there in the post-race interviews and the chats. They say they've put that behind them. They're ready to work together for the rest of the season. They're ready to bring Racing Point a respectable constructors finish, and they don't want to cost the team any more points. But on track, it's the adrenaline's running, there's action, there's split-second decisions that have to be made. Are we going to see the 2 Racing Points maybe clashing through some of the further races? They're not going to clash at the start here, not unless Bumblebee also ends up qualifying near the back. Not looking like it's going to be the case now, but maybe with alternate pit strategies, are they going to be coming in touch on the racetrack? Let's see, Hartman is, I think, about to start his lap, or he's about to set his lap. No, it's about to start his lap. He's got a 3-minute 40, so I do certainly hope that's not his his pace as he takes the first corner a bit wide there. We're going to ride on board with him, and coming there through turn 2. He's not quite taking as much of the track as he can, but he's still carrying a good amount of speed there into the chicane and into the hairpin. Nice wide line there. It's a late apex on this hairpin and down the main straight. Now, what kind of setup are you going to see some of these guys take, do you think? I know that there's long straights here, but there's also quite some tight sections. Sector 3 is a very slow sector. And then Sector 1, you got the swooshing right-handers. You can take a variety of setups around this track and make them work. And Ephraim, I do wonder what you kind of think these guys are going with. Are we talking low downforce, or what are we going to see today?
Definitely this track, it has speed, but also you need a little bit of downforce because there's some corners that you need to take with high gears, such like fourth gear. I think I recall that was around turn 10 and 11. This is S-turn is really tricky because sometimes they lose control very easily, they lose traction. It depends also what type of assist they're using, and it might help you that you're going to use a little bit of traction medium in this race, but definitely those drivers who are challenging themselves, they're going to use a setup which also helps their strategy because you need to save a little bit of tire wear also. And you don't need to forget, if you go wide in the corners, there's penalties, and penalties count a lot in this race.
Absolutely, and it's a track like this with a lot of runoff. It is easy to go wide. It is easy to extend a little bit because you get kind of that false sense of security. Like, well, there's no wall there. It's okay if I go wide a little bit. Maybe you carry too much speed, but then you finish the race with 12, 15, 18 we've seen before seconds in penalties, and then you end up falling so far down the order, and so you got to just keep the car steady, keep it between the white lines, don't take warnings early, don't take penalties, and hope for the best there. We're watching Monkeys, who is currently last of the cars who have set a lap time, but he's on the mediums, trying to beat that time, and he has a purple Sector 1, at least when we tuned in on board with him, as Bakker goes provisional pole there. So the McLaren with a 134.4 edges out Richie, edges out Craigo, and gets himself on the front row. And with 2 minutes 27, I think that's going to be Bakker's final attempt there. Next across the line is going to be Monkeys. Oh, he's not going to cross the line anymore, though, as he spins there right before the final 2 corners. And that's going to be the end of his session, as he is going to be joining Chris there towards the back of the pack. He was on a good lap, but unfortunately not able to keep it together until the final line. Craigo is just starting his lap now, so we're going to tune in on board with the Ferrari a little bit later. Bumblebee crossing the line. Can he improve? And Bumblebee, or I think Bumblebee starting his lap time on the soft, so he should improve there. Hartman, P8 there with a 135.2 on the soft tires. Who is on a lap right now? Is that, I see an AlphaTauri approaching the start-finish line. That is Hennep. And he's going to be diving into the pits, so replacing Cozy for the weekend. So a new face on the grid that we're going to need to keep an eye out for. Can Aizen improve his time as he's approaching the line? I think he's on his out lap, so that's not going to happen. Doomsray is... That's not the... Is it Monkey Mafia that's right behind Aizen? No, it's not. I'm getting lost. Extreme Pascal is right behind Aizen. There you go. And he's starting his lap as well. So we're seeing a lot of laps being started right now. Craigo is about halfway through his. And it's going to invalidate. So Craigo is not going to start higher than P3. There's not enough time here to set another lap. Bakker is coming into the pits. His teammate right behind him, Doomsray, is 136.3 currently. He's on his out lap. He's going to be one of the last cars to start his flying lap. Monkey Mafia on his out lap. Let's see. Maverick. There you go. He's on the back straight. This TV, the colors on this TV are all messed up, and I can't see the difference between Alfa Romeo and Ferrari on the dots. Sunik, P5. Bumblebee goes P1 there. It's a provisional pole from Bumblebee with a 134.2. And I said he was going to improve that pace from his medium tire run. He does. Absolutely does there as he goes provisional pole. CJ Butch on his out lap. He's going to be the last one to start, with just 2 seconds left in qualifying, getting across the line there. So keep an eye out for him. He's going to have the absolute freshest track there. Aizen coming around the 2 final corners. Around this final corner, takes a lot of curb on the inside. Nice exit from Aizen. Goes P5 with 134.9. So some good laps there. Monkey Mafia is not coming across the line. I think that's Pascal who's going to be diving into the pits. Maverick approaching the end of this track, and through turn 20 and 21 he's going to abandon that lap and dive into the pits. Doomsray approaching turn 18 right now. That's not a great camera angle, but there you go. He's currently last of the running cars, so if he wants to improve, he's going to need to improve if he doesn't want to finish close to the guys who retired. And did you see what happened to Sprunky? Because he did retire, but I'm not sure why he didn't set a lap time.
Did he have a qualifying ban, maybe?
I'm not sure. I don't think so. No, it is possible. Yeah, it is possible that he has.
Because I didn't see him on track, that's why.
Oh, I saw him go into the pits once, so it is possible that he was on a qualifying ban. Richie not going to set a lap time, so I think as it stands, unless Monkey Mafia or CJ Butch have something to say about it, it won't be Monkey Mafia. Can CJ Butch do something about pole position? And coming around the final corner, he's got pole before CJ Butch. He's got pace in qualifying. He's going to be crossing the line, 135.0. That puts him P8. And that's going to be the end of the qualifying session here for Division 3. Bumblebee, P1, Bakker, P2. Then the 2 Ferraris locking out the second row of the grid. Sunik starting next to Aizen. Always Rick starting next to his teammate CJ Butch on the 4th row. Hennup, P9 on his first time out here with ISRL. That's a good way to start. Monkey Mafia, P10. Hartman, P11. And we'll go down the rest of the order soon. But Ephraim, any thoughts on that qualifying session?
As I can see, the only driver that used 2 laps on those soft tires is Craig. So he might suffer a little bit in the opening laps, because also he might have a little bit his tires hard to get the temperature right on. But I believe, yes, we saw a very good laps for all the drivers. They're matching also some of the, I think, Division 2 pace that we have to see tonight. But definitely it's going to be an interesting race. And now I know that all these drivers are going to go for a 2-stop strategy. Although if they take the hard and there's no safety cars, it might be also a 1-stop.
Absolutely. And Doomsray, we're just going to finish on the order quickly. Doomsray, Maverick, Extreme Pascal are the last ones to set a lap. Monkeys did set a lap, but then DNF'd on his second attempt, so he's starting towards the back, and then Chris and Sprunky behind him. Let's take a look at our comments here. We got a formation lap to go. We got some waiting time to do. Nole, so Mivako saying go, 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 Richie. He's got some fans in the Ferrari there. Bumblebee saying he's going to try to get a good result. Lewis Dykes, 4738 is probably optimal. Cozy can't really see, but I am listening. There you go. Jorn Visser saying I use 3.9. That's what I use personally as well. For the wings, Cohen with a goat emoji. Chris, what a lap mate to his teammate. So some congratulations there from one racing point to the next. Hartman losing my mind this morning, not getting the lobby. Hartman, you got to get off your mobile hotspot, man. You got to get a better connection, and you're going to stop losing your mind. Farrell, very close grid, and then Jordan saying Farrell with a poop emoji. I think we can all agree on that, Farrell. You are a poop emoji. Let's go on the formation lap then, and we're going to take a look at our tire shots, see what everybody went with. And it looks like it's mostly softs. There, Hartman on the mediums, some more softs, and then softs for Pascal, Monkeys, Sprunky. Chris on, some mediums for Pascal, Monkeys, and Sprunky, and Chris on the softs. Ephraim, now that we see a lot of guys on the softs there, do you think that we're basically going to see 90% of this grid go for a two-stop, don't you think?
I think definitely in the opening laps they're going to stay together. There's going to be a small difference between them, but definitely in the first mistake, if someone gets out that safety car, if it doesn't glitch for sure, I think yes, we're going to see a lot of people, or a lot of our drivers who actually make the first pit stop. Normally in this race, it's around laps 6 or 7 to make that switch from the soft tires to medium tires. So we will see how these drivers or what they prepared for us, because I think all of them trained the strategy with a 50% race. It's really tricky exactly what the other guys will do, and then you will do either an undercut or overcut and try to gain that position as well.
Yeah, Cohen saying more lap 10 or 11 for the switchover, but we did see that AWS graphic there for predicted pit stop strategy, and you were right on point there, saying lap 7. That's when the predicted pit stop there for F1 Insights is lap 7 to 12, either a soft medium or a soft medium, depending on when you pit. So we'll see. Maybe some guys, we've seen some guys stretch out those tires quite far there in the past, and we might see somebody just take those softs a little bit longer than we thought, and luck into a brilliant strategy. We'll have to wait and see, but Efron, oh, that's you in our chat saying 55%. I was like, wait a second, I know that name. In our chat saying 55% on lap 8 last Wednesday. So yeah, if you do take them past lap 8, lap 9, they're going to be quite worn. But some guys can make those last. But we'll figure that out later. We've got a race to go, and it's going to be lights out here very shortly. And through 3, 4, 5 lights in Abu Dhabi. And they're off, and it's a good start there from Bumblebee. It's a good start from Craigo as well. And Bacher now falling back a little bit into the Ferrari. Oh no, the Ferrari's touched. F1 Richie's around, and behind him looks like he ghosted in time to avoid anybody else. But the two teammates there, Ferrari, touching on the exit of turn 1. That's going to get Bumblebee and Bacher a chance to get away. Behind them, Always Rick, Azen, and Stunik are fighting. Always Rick starting good there, still in P4. Everybody else looks like they got through okay, and it looks like Bumblebee got going again. Oh no, Bumblebee is spun. Bumblebee is spun coming out of the hairpin, and our pole position man is now down into 14th. What's happened to Bumblebee? Is there more contact? Maybe. It's now Bacher from Craigo in the lead. Always Rick getting promoted into a podium position there. 2 cars spinning early, but only Bumblebee picking up damage there as Bacher gets away down the second main straight, and a sizable lead already there for the top 2. It's going to be behind them Always Rick, Azen, and now Monkey Mafia, who got himself up a few positions. And into this slow section of Sector 3. Behind them, though, looks like everybody got through mostly okay. Let's take a look at our position change there. Monkey Mafia up 5 positions. Sprunky up 8 positions off that start. Chris up 6 positions. So a lot of guys with some great starts there further down the midfield. But right early is Bumblebee and F1 Richie with some unfortunate spins that they're going to send them right to the back of the pack. And I mean, I know you only have the same view I have there, but do you know kind of what happened? Did you maybe see something I couldn't see?
I don't know exactly what happened, but the Ferrari for sure. F1 Richie tried to take the line before. I think he followed the line actually, and stuck, and he clipped also the other guy, Craig. I think his name's Craig, yes. And basically, yes, they collided together, and he and F1 Richie ended up spinning. But regarding Bumblebee, I don't know what happened exactly. They might have touched.
We've got a safety. Sorry to interrupt there. We've got a safety car as that reserve AlphaTauri driver of Hennep losing it coming out of turn 4, and now Bumblebee's getting chased out of the pits by the safety car. I've never seen that before, but we've got it. Yeah, we've got a safety car here on lap 2 in the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix.
It's a game changer now. I think Knight, they need to focus now on the 2-stop. If you are on a soft, basically it's going to be a soft, medium, and medium. If you are on the medium tires, I think definitely you should go to take at least the softs for now.
Yeah, Bumblebee with who just pit for the mediums. Do you think maybe it would have been a better call to pit? I mean, he couldn't know, but if he had gone for the hards, would he be in a better position? Or is he safe now? He started on the softs. Now he's on the mediums. Can he make those mediums last into just a one-stop onto another set of mediums, maybe?
Definitely he needs to pit up again. It depends how many tires he used so far, but I think that it will be a meet 14 laps. And definitely I think he's gonna go for another medium, or else if he take it a little bit more far, but he's gonna lose a little bit of race pace, he can use the soft tires for the last 8 laps, but not more than 8, because you will end up with a puncher over here.
Yeah, now this is interesting. Crago is going in the pits, Sprunky is going in the pits, F1 Richie as well, so 2 Ferraris pitting, Doomsray pitting. Nobody else is pitting, and the guys on the mediums I can understand, because you could do a one-stop from here onto the hards. It's not great, but you can. But everybody on the softs, you would think you'd pit off of those. You have to pit again in 3 or 4 laps.
Definitely. I mean, some guys, they change their tires to the medium tires, but as you can see, some of the guys, those are who are on the soft tires, they're going to go for a hard tire strategy, which is a one-stop strategy. But as I tried even on Wednesday, after 14 laps on those hards, I was losing a lot of pace, and they were really, really slow. So if someone do the second pit stop and you're already 5 seconds away from them until you enter the pit, you still might have a chance to chase them and also overtake them, because the DRS advantage then massive.
Yeah, 2 long straights here, so that DRS, it gets you about 10 extra kilometers an hour, if not more on certain tracks, and you can just catch up, and when you got 2 of them back-to-back like this, it's really easy to catch up in the first one, nail the braking zone, and then pass it in the second one. So if you can get within DRS range of the car ahead, it's going to be absolutely crucial and super beneficial here. I think we're going to get another lap under safety car. Bumblebee's not quite caught up, and there's some checking up there further back in the field. I hope nobody's lost the front wing under safety car this early. That would be super unfortunate. Yeah, go for it.
Right, if I can interrupt you, those who are on the soft tires right now, they're going to have an advantage because they can go further with those tires. So maybe it will be now until lap 10 with those tires, and then you will have the last 18 laps with your hard tires if you're going to go on a G. But those who are right now on the mediums, they're definitely having also a great challenge for those who are on the softs right now.
Yeah, so if you're on the softs, yeah, so like you said, now you can make them last a little bit longer, maybe stretch out that soft, hard one-stop, even though the hards admittedly don't feel great. But, yeah, you're going to have so much more pace compared to the guys on the mediums behind you, but then by the time your tires die, then it's going to be the mediums. If the medium runners, if they've been able to hold on to you, if they've been able to stay close to you, you might be in trouble there. But it's kind of thrown all pit strategy out the window. And there's an old saying where it's when you go to war, the battle plan is only lasts as good as when the battle starts. That's kind of what happened here, where these guys, they came in with a strategy, and we've had such an early safety car that they're going to be forced to kind of adapt on the fly here, because neither of the strategies that you start the race with are now the optimal ones. The two-stop now, unless you've pitted right early under the safety car, like Craigo, Sprunky, Doonsray, Richie, and at Bumblebee, although that was unwittingly, the two-stop is no longer the optimal solution.
Definitely, I think they're going now for a one-stop. As on the comments, they're saying also that the softs can do 12 laps. I hope that these drivers can do 12 laps now, because there's safety car which is helping their tire temperature. But I think it's a little bit impossible sometimes to manage your tire well in this track, because sometimes if you don't really know how to race in this track, especially in these Division 2 drivers, which are not that experienced as much as like the second division and the first division drivers who are commenting, like Cohen, Mark, also Jerome Visser. So these drivers are experienced more how to manage their tires. Division 3 drivers, they don't have much experience in that. So basically we might see now the drivers coming out from the soft with lap 11 or even 12, but I don't think it's going to be possible.
Yeah, these with a little bit less experience just comes a little bit more guessing, and we are going to see some of that potentially, like you're saying now. Safety car is coming in. Bacher not letting it get super far. I think he's eager to get going again, and he's going to come around the front corner, and now he goes, and giving it a moment there, hoping to throw his opponents off. But a good restart from Bacher as he gets into turn 1 unimpeded, unchallenged, and the rest of the pack files behind. And it's going to be Bacher by Always Rigged by Aizen on this safety car restart, the top 3. And Aizen, who was hoping to get a good result there, he is currently in the fight for the championship. But in P2, he's got to get the win here. He's got to get at least a podium. He's got to hope that Richie does not catch up there. Oh, who's that behind? I see an Alpha Tauri getting very loose, and he keeps spinning. He has spun around. I thought maybe there for a second he was going to be able to catch it. But Sunik now, no damage, but gets all the way down the pack, and that's going to promote some more drivers there up a free position. It seems like coming out of the hairpin, that's the second person we've seen lose the car. Bumblebee was the first. So a lot of traction problems early for these drivers in Abu Dhabi.
I think Aston Tick, this is the second time that he did it. Maybe he's using, as I said before, traction off, and when you turn around that corner, it's very easy to get on that gas and turn around and spin around. So basically, as I see also, Aizen is having a very good pace. They need to remember also to save that ERS, because here it's not very easy to gain that ERS. And also the fuel mix right now, that most of them, they're going to be on half of the lap, because this track is really, really fast.
Absolutely. Craigo and Sprunky getting into a bit of a tussle there. And down the main straight, Sprunky going to have a go. No, he's not. The original pit window has opened there for some of these soft runners, but with the safety car now, that tire life should have gone up a little bit, so don't expect to see anybody diving in there unless you're a Sunik. He did spin, so probably cooked up those tires, and he wants to get off of them. That's a smart move to pit early here and not lose a lot of time there trying to carry on tires with no grip. Into the hairpin, there's a bit of a tussle as Extreme Pascal seems to be holding up Monkeys and Craigo. And now down the main straight, Monkeys on the inside, Craigo on the outside, and it's going to be 3 wide into the braking zone. No, Monkey Mafia tucks in behind. It's still going to be side by side. Craigo and Monkeys trying to out-brake each other. Monkeys has the inside. Craigo giving him just enough room, and it's a good battle there between the two. Extreme Pascal almost had a little peek down the inside, thought better of it. Now down this second straight, this Monkey's going to go and have another go on the slightly more worn mediums. Oh, he's going to out-brake himself, go very deep. That's going to open the door for Extreme Pascal. Very very opportunistic move. He's going to have another moment there. Sprunky gets by as well. He's going to lose a couple positions there. Not sure if there's contact with Extreme Pascal as he moved back through, or if the rear just got away from him. But that's a lot of positions there from Monkeys, from P8 all the way down to P15, and back on the road to recovery there, and through there the I guess you can call it a tunnel there under the hotel. Extreme Pascal and Sprunky now trying to fight Krago. Krago took advantage of that moment there and built himself up a nice lead to Pascal and Sprunky, and now he's going to try and chase down the leaders. And Krago, the top runner out of the guys that pit early, already getting himself back up to P8. So great position there for Krago to pull off a great result, but don't want to jinx it. He's got a lot of race to go. CJ Butch in P5 has been working his way up the field, and down the straight he's gonna have a go there at Monkey Mafia. I think DRS is open. You see that wing, he's got Maverick pretty far behind, and that's gonna be an easy move there from CJ Butch. You can see how powerful the DRS is, and you mentioned that early, and that was gonna play a pretty big role here, and we see just how big that DRS advantage is there as CJ Butch gets past Monkey Mafia.
It's no point for sure to try to challenge the other guy who have the ERS to use all the overtake, because they still have a little bit more of speed than the ERS if you are on overtake. I believe so that these drivers, they need also to really save those tires who are on mediums right now, because I see that also Krago and Sprunky, they're already on 3 laps of medium. They need to at least make 12 laps or 14 laps with those mediums, so they can actually try to go on the last few laps on the softs. But also I saw Monkeys, he was really unlucky over there. He took the curb and he spun a little bit, and I think maybe he also touched the wing. I don't know what happened exactly, but yeah, it was a good battle. I think it was the best battle so far that we've seen in this race. Unfortunately, I can't really say that we are in sync right now because I'm watching it from YouTube. But definitely, the ones that you are mentioning, I'm seeing them after, and I'm taking more detail.
Yeah, it is a little bit tricky here. Oh no, Hartman is out of the session. Same place that we saw Hennep crash, and there's another safety car. And that's the second Red Bull there, who's had an off, and now all of our finishers are in the points as Sunik taking advantage of that safety car call, getting the early pit stop in. And I think... Are we going to see maybe Hards to the end here? No, he's going to go back on the soft, so locking himself there for just one more stop. Everybody who's on the soft now, they're going to have to pit. Because there was not a whole lot of time between this safety car and the previous one. Oh, Krako's got wing damage. I just noticed that. But because there was not a whole lot of time between this safety car and the last, the guys who were going to pit early there off the softs did not take advantage of the softs as well as they could. They still are very close to the pack behind, and that means they're going to end up coming out behind some of these guys on the mediums who pit early, and basically they're all going to have to pit one more time this race, so at the very least. So still a super interesting pit strategy game to be had, I think.
This is something also that these drivers who are having those soft tires, they might at least also change those tires on medium now, because then you will have the other pit stop which will be soft. But I'm not sure right now, did they still stay on those softs? Because I see that Bakker is pitting.
Yeah, so everybody is in the pits except for Krago, Sprunky, Doomsray, Richie, and Bumblebee. So Bumblebee, after that spin, is up into P5, and then Richie, after his spin off of turn 1 there, is up into P4. So some great recoveries there from the two of them. They went on, they pit early, they kept their heads down. First safety car helped them catch up. Second safety car helps them get ahead, and now they're right back in the hunt here.
I don't know why Bakker exactly chose those tires, because soft tires here, it's better to have them in than right now, because you are under a safety car. and you're not going to survive more than 8 laps with those tires, and then you're going to have the last few laps on those medium tires. I believe so that those who took the hards, they made the right call, because now you're going to have around 19 laps, and the thing is that it's going to be tricky now on to see what racing pace he's going to have on those hards. But as you know, those guys who already pitted with the medium tires before, now they're going to switch on for either softs or mediums, because now they're going to extend more their tires. I think that they're going around 15 laps with those tires, so maybe the last pit stop it will be around soft tires now.
Yeah, I did. Oh, 1 second, I'm getting caught up in a wire there. There you go. I did want to mention it is that with Bakker going on the softs there, you lose out that advantage from the softs, that outright pace that you get when they're fresh, when they're new, right out of the pits, because you're going to be stuck behind Bumblebee, you're going to be stuck behind Richie and the likes. Whereas if he got on those softs later in the race, maybe on the mediums now, he still has that pace advantage over the guys ahead. He still is going to be faster than the guys ahead, but he's not going to waste that ideal tire and that tire life being stuck in such a tight pack. If he would have pit later when the field had spread out, that soft tire would probably give him a bit more an advantage, just because of open air running. You pit, you get some open air, you're sending quali laps, and you undercut or overcut everybody. So it's,
what is Aston doing exactly? Because I believe so that he was already changing his tires. Now he changed his tires again. Did he have any damage?
I missed which driver we're talking about here.
Aston.
Oh, yeah. So he did. I think he was right before the pit entrance when the safety car came out, and just kind of dove in, because if you're there, you're in last place already. You might as well get the free tire set, get the free pit stop. Because I know as soon as the safety car came out, I think he was in turn 20 or turn 19, and he just dove right into the pits there, and trying to take advantage of the pit stop. If he pit again since then, though, I don't know. I might have missed that.
Right now, my driver of the day definitely is Prunky, because from the last places, I think he started. I think he started 260. Because he didn't qualify on the time, so right now he's on second place, and he's really good to win the race.
Yeah, it's still it's still quite a wide open race here, thanks to the safety cars and the various pit strategies. And still in our chat, there doesn't seem to be a consensus, and I think there isn't even a consensus on track or in the booth either on what strategy these guys should be going on here. We're gonna have 18 laps to go when the safety car comes in, and I believe it's coming in this lap. Yep, as we see Craigo bunching the pack up there. We see the safety car lights off, heading towards the pit, and Craigo giving it a nice bit of run there, not unlike what Bakker did. You see different approaches there from the leaders on the safety car restarts, and all of them for the goal, for the purpose of getting the slightest of advantages on the guys behind, getting the jump, surprising them, and getting yourself a gap that you hope, in a perfect world, you get them out of your DRS range on this lap and you keep them there until DRS is enabled. But Craigo now, is he going to be going? Not yet. Taking the final corner, and now he goes. And pedal to the metal for Craigo. And down the main straight they go. The rest of the field behind them accelerating. Looks like the top two got a good start. Sprunky being able to stay close to Craigo. Doomsray, though, behind them. Getting a bit more unlucky. He's already 1.1 seconds behind. So Craigo's jump there worked on Doomsray. Did not work on Sprunky. I bet he wishes it worked on Sprunky, though. That Haas is right over the rear of the Ferrari and into the hairpin there on lap 11. Is Sprunky going to have a look? He's going to stay very close there. It's all about the exit. They both get a bit of a tank slapper on the exit. And is it going to cost Sprunky some time down the straight? It will. Sprunky had the worst of it and goes from right over the rear diffuser to a bit far behind. We can see the gaps here as we work our way down the back straight. And everybody trying to hold in line there. Always Rick is quite close to Bumblebee, who's gotten himself passed by Bakker. So Bakker making the soft tires work early there with a quick overtake on the restart. Is he going to make it 2 as we see him eyeing down the Ferrari of Richie? And I think I'm going to eat my words here, because I thought Bakker wasn't going to be able to make that soft tire advantage work on the restart. I think he is going to end up making it work. He's already all over the back of Richie. And I think the only reason he hasn't gone past Richie yet is because Richie himself is stuck behind Bakker's teammate of Doomsday. So now Bakker is going to have to attempt something bold here, I think, if he wants to get by. You don't want to get stuck behind the Ferrari longer than a lap or two. And look at how close these guys are. And here goes Bakker. Better acceleration. Trying to work it around the outside of the penultimate turn. Getting forced outside. He's going to try outside again. And is that Bumblebee having a peek down the inside? It is. Now Bakker down the inside into turn 1. And I did say he was going to have to be bold about it. And that's what he did. And works his way by F1 Richie. And a good move there from Bakker. He made it work for it. And it was a hard work indeed. But Bakker up into P4. And now Sprunky is into the lead, into the chicane there. Is Craigo going to have a fight about it? No, both Ferraris with wing damage. Actually, Craigo is going to try for the switchback. And now down the main straight, who's going to have the better acceleration? Sprunky trying to break the toe here. Craigo with DRS. Catching down the inside. And now remember, Craigo with the wing damage. Sprunky has more downforce. And who's it going to be out braking? Sprunky able to brake later. Craigo down the inside, though, not going to be able to go for the switchback. That lack of downforce showing. And Sprunky into the lead of this Division 3 race. Now behind them, Bakker got past his teammate. Doomsday now down into P4. Richie is still doing a good job holding back Rick and Bumblebee. And Rick now is going to... I thought about having to go. F1 Richie going very wide there. Forced to cut the corner. Is that going to open the door for Rick there into the next? And Rick, they're not giving each other much room on the racetrack here. Always Rick is almost getting squeezed off there as Richie making a couple mistakes thanks to the lack of downforce there. You'd have to think these Ferraris might be pitting to fix that, because they're losing a lot of time here. They're losing a whole lot of time. Now Bakker is all over the rear of Craigo, and it's oh no! Bakker's had a spin. What's happened to Bakker? He's hit the wall. It's spun out of the last corner. And he was fighting for a second, and I don't know if he just went for an ill-timed move or if there was contact there. I think we just barely caught a glimpse of it on the cameras. But now it's going to be Craigo in second place, a long ways away. Did you see what happened to Bakker there? I know you can't see what I don't see, but was that a spin or was there contact?
I think it was a spin. That corner is really tricky. If you go down on your gas as quick as you turn, it's very easy to spin around. But we had a really good battle between Sprunky and Craigo. So basically, Craigo, you're saying that he have damage. Is it on the left wing? Is it the left plate of the wing?
It is on the right-hand side for both Ferraris, it seems. So either going wide, hitting, getting some contact there. There is some fighting through the field there. I think that's F1 Richie getting past Doomsday. That's an easy move. Aizen behind him. We saw him having a peek at Bumblebee, or was it Chris? Both racing points now together. And look at how close the field is behind F1 Richie here, as they're all just bunched up.
They're all on the same strategy. The drivers are all on the same strategy, almost on the same strategy. A part of those who took the hearts when was the second, the first stops. Excuse me.
Yeah.
We have CJ Butch and Monkeys, but Monkey time penalty, and also now Monkey Mafia have a 3-second time penalty, and also Aizen he have a 3 laps on those hearts. So basically, he's going there and he's going all for it to try to finish the race on those hearts. But as you can see, Sprunky is flying. Sprunky was flying in the Division 4 race. He might lose it because he made a really bold move on Mark, but also he might win this race because we're seeing a really good pace, already 3 seconds ahead from Craigo. But We can see that Grego and F1 Richie, they both have damage, so I don't know if they're going to change it when they're going to enter the pit around 4 laps to go. I think it's time now to try to change that wing, because you're going to lose a lot of positions.
And there was a great battle going on there between Doomsray Chris and Always Rick, and now into that main straight chicane, and it was contact between Rick and the rear of Chris. Oh no! What's happened here? Rick has just completely sideswiped Chris, it seems, and I don't know what happened there. I know Rick took some damage into that chicane, and what's happened here? We might have to review the stream there. Rick hitting Chris in the chicane, that sent Chris into Doomsray. Then it kind of caused a kerfuffle between, I think Aizen got involved as well, onto the main straight, and now Rick...
I just seen it now.
Yeah.
I just seen it now. The pink car actually was sandwiched between 2 cars, and then Chris, he actually clipped Always Rick, and he took him off, but it wasn't fault because he was a little bit sandwiched. Maybe he was a little bit risky, and now we have a virtual safety car going on. I don't know if it's still going on there, but definitely this is some racing between the drivers. Maybe not the cleanest, but you need to risk sometimes in this track, because you will end up losing a lot of time after the drivers, which are really slow ahead of you.
Absolutely, and a little bit of elbows out racing, but I do rather get the feeling the stewards are going to be taking a look at that incident on Monday night. Now, that VSC ended right when everybody dove into the pit, so we saw the likes of Bumblebee getting off those 11-lap old mediums, which is a smart thing to do. You got 13 laps left in the race, and he's going to be able to hopefully go to the end now on the mediums. Chris double stacking behind his teammate onto the hards, and so he's going to be sent way further back, and with not everybody maybe having a pit again, that could be costly. Rick with some wing damage now chasing down Doomsray, and gonna have a go here, and despite the wing damage, Rick making easy work of that McLaren. Aizen was able to stay clean somehow of all that carnage, is still in P4. He hasn't made any massive gains there through the fight, but he's now got himself a sizable gap behind, and if he can make those hard tires last until the end, he's in net second place, I think. And that all depends on when Rick pits. So some good work from Aizen there, staying clean, avoiding damage, avoiding any sort of drama on the racetrack. CJ Butch as well getting himself into a good position. But Sprunky, you did mention earlier, he's absolutely flying now that he's got some clean air. And he's got a 9-second gap to second place.
And he have a 3-second penalty as well, so...
Oh no, Sunik is out of the session.
Is it another safety car?
It's another VSC. He's out right before the pit entrance. Looks like he got loose coming out of the penultimate corner and smacking that inside wall. That's going to be the end for both AlphaTauris. No points here in Abu Dhabi for the Red Bull sister team.
And I think that they were second place in the championship.
It's a massive implication there for the championship. The usual driver, Cozy, not making it today after, I think it's some eye surgery or something like that, some laser surgery. So he's taking the weekend off, and hope to see him back on track there next weekend. And then the regular Asunik there, not able to make it 28 laps. So he's unfortunately no points for the AlphaTauri guys here today. That's going to be the end of our second VSC. Now we've got 2 safety cars, 2 VSCs. We've only got 1 more safety car or VSC to go. And so before we hit the in-game limit of 5. And now this could have massive implications for some of these guys on the older tires. Do they wait it out? Do they gamble on that last VSC or safety car come out? They seem to come out quite easily today.
I think also Sprunky, who wants to have his own graphic in the first place, definitely he's gonna try to chase that, because he's really running fast over here. Almost now, as we can see, he is around, I reckon, like 12 seconds ahead, because of Always Tricky have that penalty, and Doomsday he have those hearts, so he needs to have another 12 laps on those hards if he's not going to change those tires. But yes, Sprunky now, he's thinking about switching on to those softs. Maybe the last 2 laps on those mediums. It depends also what this guy is thinking around his strategy. But yeah, we saw a little bit of a roller coaster regarding the results right now. We saw Bumblebee starting fast first, and then also we saw the Ferrari guys who were second and third, but they ended up colliding together. Yes, I think we have a lot to see left, and we have around 11 laps to go.
It should all come together there in the final bit. Bakker taking the position there on Extreme Pascal. Bakker on the softs after his spin. Still the same one he spun on, but able to still apparently have some decent lap pace with it. Monkey Mafia retiring from the session, so we're only going to have 13 finishers now. And at that point, you're throwing away 3 points for Monkey Mafia. So not 100% sure on the decision there, but he retired in the pit, so it's obviously one that he's okay with, I guess. But now with the field spread out, with the VSCs, with the incidents, with the different tire strategies, everybody's kind of spread, and now Sprunky again not pitting, and I have to question Sprunky at this point, and it's not to doubt him. He is in the lead. He obviously knows to a certain extent what he's doing, but we've seen Sprunky struggle on worn tires before. We've seen him be in the lead and just try to push his luck a little bit too much, and it ended up with him not getting any points at times. So if I'm Sprunky, do I maybe pit now? Do you think he's stretching those tires out because he wants to finish on the softs, and he doesn't have another set of mediums maybe? Because he's been on those tires now. He's going to be 15 laps at the end of this one, and you got to think he's going to be running out of tire grip soon.
Definitely, I think that this driver have the last pair of softs. Don't forget that always Rick might not pit because he can make around 70 laps maximum for those mediums, but he's gonna lose a little bit of pace. But if Sprunky pits and always Rick doesn't pit, now it's, I think, the time also for always Rick to let's say, try to get a little bit of pace ahead, because Sprunky will catch him with those softs. But let's see, we will see, because I think now I'm around 20 seconds behind you in the stream. So when Sprunky hits the pits, just let me know.
Absolutely. Another person I thought we were going to see a bit more of this race is Aizen, who's still behind Always Rick. And I know that Dirty Air does play a role in this track, and with Always Rick missing a bit of his front wing, Aizen is kind of hampered there behind him. But, actually, Sprunky is in the pits now, and so is Always Rick. So that's going to promote Aizen into the lead of this Grand Prix here. And where's Sprunky going to come out? And yeah, he is going on the softs. So Sprunky going to make those softs last until the end. And he's coming out of the pits. He's going to be behind Aizen. And he's going to be behind Doomsray, I believe. He's going to be very close on the pit exit between CJ Butch and Sprunky. And it's going to be Sprunky P4 right behind CJ Butch. He's going to go for the move right away. Oh, wasting no time, Sprunky. Getting himself back into the podium positions. And is he going to try to get it on Doomsray right away as well? And he is, as Doomsray goes a little bit deep, and Sprunky, just like that, comes out P4. And by the start of the back straightaway, he's into P2 and hunting down Aizen. Now, Aizen has got 5 seconds between himself and Sprunky, and he's got to make those 5 seconds last until the end of this Grand Prix.
A little bit of traffic also for Sprunky, as we've seen, but also some, I think, DRS advantage regarding Doomsday, because he was a little bit of 1 second behind. So yes, I think this driver now, he needs to really catch up around that Mercedes. But come on, the Mercedes is 9 laps with those hards. Definitely, it's so easy with that soft tires and the racing pace that Sprunky have to win this race now. I think we're gonna see. Is it the first time that Sprunky is gonna win the first race in the Division 3?
If he wins, it'll be his first win ever because, like I mentioned earlier, that Division 4-1 under investigation. But he's still got a couple laps to go. Right now, the Bumblebee and Monkeys going side by side in a very fast corner of the track, and both giving each other just enough room to stay alive as Bumblebee takes 7th place away from ISRL Monkeys. And CJ Butch and Doomsray are swapping positions. That's because of the pit stops, though, as Doomray dives into the pits. And that lead from Aizen to Sprunky, 2.4 seconds now. I think Sprunky's going to be catching up sooner rather than later. But Aizen's still in a very good position for a podium here. Can he do something about the win, though? It's going to be tough. It's going to be a very, very tough battle for Aizen if he wants to get that win. Maybe some penalties on route there if Sprunky or somebody behind them goes off track. For now, the top 3 has stayed clean. No penalties for track limits out of any of them.
Few penalties actually in this track. I expected to have more penalties regarding this track because there's those S-turns that are really, really tricky, and sometimes you take the curb more than you expect. And it depends also with your tires, how they're feeling, the right temperature. But yes, I think we saw a little bit of also some risky moves and pushing off tracks, and then that gives you a warning because it's a track limit. Yeah, but right now, as you can see on the screen, Extreme Pascal now have 5 seconds of a penalty, and Bumblebee and Monkeys, they both have penalties. Bumblebee have 3 seconds, and Monkeys have 8 seconds of penalties. So Monkeys right now is going down the grid with those penalties, definitely. But also, the situation was really, really interesting to see where Bucker will end up in this race, because we have a 3-second time penalty, but he's on the fresh medium tires right now, which we have 8 laps left. So definitely also some guys, they need to pit, or maybe they're going to end on those tires, but they're going to have some slow laps around these corners of Abu Dhabi.
Absolutely. Sprunky setting the fastest lap of the race there. Still not able to get past Aizen, the Mercedes, making himself very wide. Now down the inside of the hairpin, Sprunky having a little cheeky look. Aizen with a better line on the exit, but now with the DRS, I think it's going to be game over for Aizen. Sprunky down the straight, moving into the lead of the Grand Prix. Can Aizen fight back? And he just put pressure, maybe force a mistake, force a time penalty. He's got 7 laps to hope Sprunky takes enough penalties, or nobody wants that, but maybe a crash or something that could inherit him the lead. But if anything happens to our leader right now, Aizen is the man who's going to be picking up the pieces and potentially getting that lucky W. But again, he's got to hold on to it for the same amount of time. Further back, Bumblebee, our pole sitter, has recovered to 6th place. He's now hunting down Extreme Pascal. He's got the position on paper thanks to time penalties, but he would like to get it on track as well. There is a yellow flag in Sector 2. I think that's always Rick who's had a spin, and now he's all the way down into 12th place. Only Chris further back there, and I'm not sure what happened to Chris. If you noticed what happened, please fill me in. I don't know if this is related to the earlier pit stop and the fact he had to double stack, but Bumblebee now is he going to go around the outside of Pascal? He's going to try both of them going off track there. Pascal taking a 3-second penalty and forcing Bumblebee to take avoiding action, and now Bumblebee's going to take the position as Pascal dives into the pits.
I would like also to say hello to Mark, who's watching us right now, and he there if he feel bad about Division 4 for him because he had the accident together, but definitely Mark, he said no, and he was wishing to Sprunky not to hit Aizen in the DRS zone, so he didn't hit him, and Mark, he just texted, "Oh, let's go for the win." So I think now Mark Greg, he is trying to support also Sprunky, because the stewards are going to review that accident that happened late on Wednesday evening. But as you've seen, right now we're having a lot of the penalties. Extreme Pascal now, he have, Always Ricky have another 3-second time penalty. But also, if you can please switch off the details to tires, so we can see the situation about the tires, because I'm seeing that Bucker right now, it's little bit down the the grid because he's on 7th position. He was 10th, if I'm not mistaken. So right now he gained around 3 positions because of the tires that he switched on the mediums.
Yeah, so that soft tire switch was probably a great idea there. It's really unfortunate he had that half spin because I think we could have seen him in the hunt for the win without it. He was ahead of Sprunky at the time, so definitely had the pace. Now, on the mediums, like you said, trying to hunt down Monkeys was 4 seconds up the road, but Monkeys on the very worn hard tires, probably not enjoying this racetrack too much right now.
Monkeys, he have 8 seconds of penalty, so Monkeys, he's in a little bit of a disadvantage as well.
Oh yeah, and I think it's going to be that gap is not going to end up mattering. Those penalties won't matter in this battle between Monkeys and Bakker, but it might matter in Monkeys and getting caught up by Maverick or Richie, who's a little bit further down the track there, but still within that 8-second gap. Doomsray is hunting Richie right now on the softer, fresher tires. We've got a yellow flag in Sector 3. I think that's Extreme Pascal behind these guys, who's had a spin coming into the pits or possibly collecting the wall there. Chris stealing the fastest lap from Sprunky, and Chris in P11 right now, so he is going to get the bonus point. In fact, anybody who's on track right now would get the bonus point if he gets it. Doomsray, though, catching up there to the red car combo. You got the Alfa Romeo and the Ferrari ahead of him, and both within striking distance. If you can just make the most of those tires, this is the closest of the battles on track. And can Doomsray do something about it? The trick, or rather, the tricky part about this is that F1 Richie also has DRS. It's going to make it very hard for Doomsray to catch up.
Definitely, Richard right now is on a good strategy as well, but we need also to see if he's going to be able to get in those 8 seconds of Monkey's penalty. Until now, he doesn't have any penalty, but yes, I mean they're going to risk a little bit in these last 4 laps to gain more pace, to gain more positions. But as you can see, also Doomsday, he's having a good race also in the top 10. Last Wednesday he had also a good race, so yeah, some Division 4 drivers right now are doing very well in Division 3 as well.
Absolutely, some good showings today, and still though, this DRS zone coming up could make it or break it for Doomsday, as he just got to stay tight through the chicane there. It's all about the exit here as it goes a little bit deep. And Always Rick has retired from the session. I think it's a little too late, and we're going to get a VSC. So VSC here should neutralize the race a little bit. This isn't a bad thing. It's not going to, nobody's near the pits. Nobody's going to end up pitting. I don't think it's going to be long enough to affect tire life or anything, but it's going to let everybody recharge their ERS a little bit. And for battles like this one with Richie, Doomsday, and Maverick, that means they're going to be able to keep it going just a little bit longer. And it should, hopefully, should help give us a little bit of a explosive finish here, as already the VSC has expired. Unfortunately for Doomsday, it looks like he did not only did he not time that restart right, he went wide, took a penalty for it, and now he's going to be the only one of that pack of 3 to have a 3-second penalty. And not only that, unless he gets it back here, he's lost the DRS advantage here.
In fact, yes, I think Doomsday, he needs to be aware that all those warnings, they're not good for him, definitely. As we saw that S-turn is really, really tricky. If you take out a little bit more than it's supposed to be, if you go a little bit wider than you're supposed to go, this game will punish you, and those 3 seconds are really, really important for Doomsday because he's losing a little bit of points from Richie and Maverick. But also, a very good race by Corrego. Corrego is right now in 4th position. He almost gained around 2 seconds these last 2 laps, and I think it's a good thing that this Ferrari guy, at first when he started very well, now he's recovering. But Aizen on those 15 lap tires, it could be that even CJ Butch are on those 15 lap tires. It could be that Aizen now he's securing a podium with CJ Butch to finish off the race. But everything can happen, and we will see what can happen between them, these two.
Yeah, it's F1 Rishi making his way past Maverick here as down the main straight, making the most of that DRS. A little bit of a squabble on the exit though, and this has let Doomsray catch right back up. So again, these guys, these three, still fighting, just in a slightly different order. We'll call it the remix, round 2 between F1 Richie, Maverick, and Doomsray. This time though, it's F1 Richie in front, looking to get away, and Doomsray still trying to get outside of that 10th place. He's trying to get up into 9th. I know he would prefer 8th. Looks like he might be getting 7th though once penalties are all said and done. This is why they, even though they are squabbling, they need to help each other still catch up to Monkeys, who's got more penalties there than a lot of these guys. And it is possible we're going to see Monkeys here fall all the way into 10th place even. That would suck to go from 7th to 10th on penalties, but it is the nature of penalties in this game, isn't it?
Of course, penalties, they really punish these drivers, because we need to take also attention that safety car, right now we can't have a late safety car because we're in lap 26, but definitely when you have a late safety car and you don't have a lot of time to go ahead of the driver behind you, then it will punish you as well, and we saw that in a lot of different situations. But right now we're seeing that Crego is 0.5 of a second away from CJ Butch, so right now it's a good battle between these two as they don't have any penalty, and the medium tire is faster than the hard, and right now Crego, he's going to try to get a podium as well.
Yeah, Doomsray getting past Maverick there into the chicane. Some good respect given from both drivers as the McLaren gets ahead there of the Alfa Romeo. And Crego taking a 3-second penalty. Is that going to affect anything? It does mean if he gets past CJ Butch, and there are 2 cars close to CJ Butch, that he isn't going to keep that position, I think. And he had the opportunity to right up until this lap. But here, lap 27, Crego takes this 3rd warning, gets a 3-second penalty for track limits. And now if he does get past CJ Butch, he's got a hope for either CJ Butch to take a penalty or for CJ Butch to make a mistake there. And I'm not sure if that's going to happen there with this few laps to go in the race. Crego down the main straight. He's got DRS, he's got no ERS, and he's got Bumblebee right behind him, chasing him down himself. And into this back straight chicane. Can he get a better line than CJ Butch through here? Maybe catch up a little bit. 5/10 behind is the Ferrari. And this is a battle for the podium, but CJ Butch, I think, is probably breathing a little bit easily here. The 2 guys behind him with penalties, and he's got none. So as long as he keeps his nose clean and he keeps within 3 seconds, that's his 3rd place. And there's a yellow flag in Sector 2. Oh, Richie's had a spin. Oh, no. Richie's had a spin coming out of the chicane, and looks like he's going to get demoted all the way down into 10th place now as a result. And Doomsray getting past Monkeys now. So it's going to be a bit of a shuffling going on here as we reach the end of the race. Monkeys getting caught up by Maverick. Are they going to have a fight? Is Maverick going to send one? Not in this corner. It's hard to overtake enough there already.
So right now also, as we see that Bumblebee is trying to overtake Crego. I don't know which part of the lap we're in right now, but for me, we're starting lap 28.
Yeah.
And also, there's a little bit of a situation going on for Doomsray as he gets more positions, and now he's in 7th position. And Bucker right now also it's looking to cut Bumblebee's time. So maybe Bumblebee can take another penalty. Who knows?
Who knows, indeed. We are on the back straight here. CJ Butch now heading into that chicane. Now, Crego going for a move on him. And, oh, CJ Butch there. He was far enough ahead, and he's taking the advantage he deserves on the corner. Not a move that I would be going for there if I were Crego. 3-second penalty on the final lap. You're not going to gain any positions even if you pass him. You're not going to lose any positions either. So there's no point in going for that move. Aizen ahead of him, though, taking his time. He's got no penalties. He's just got to finish ahead. Craig with a beautiful switchback on CJ Butch through the S's, and now getting that third place. Can he somehow pull a gap, though? We'll see soon enough. It's Sprunky coming around and winning this one, and he's done it without controversy this time. His first Division 3 win for ISRL Sprunky in the Haas, and what a dominating performance it was as he takes his first win in ISRL. Aizen coming home in second place. That's another podium for him. Craigo coming home in third. That's going to be CJ Butch, though, taking the position on penalties. Bumblebee with a top 5, recovering from that early spin, but probably not where our pole sitter wanted to be. Bacher, P6 there, and Doomsray coming around the corner. Now, I think that should be P7 for Doomsray, as Maverick and Richie are far enough behind. Yeah, Maverick coming home P9, Richie P10, Monkeys P9 for Richie, Monkeys P10, and those penalties that he had in the end aren't going to matter, as Chris is quite far behind. It's going to be Chris and Extreme Pascal rounding out the finishing orders. Only 12 finishers today, and it's Sprunky, Aizen, CJ Butch, your top 3.
Of course, I think we had a very good race. Did they change these fireworks, especially for Sprunky? I've never seen them before. They were really nice. But yes, Sprunky, he dominated. He didn't have a chance to qualify also for this for the race position, but definitely race starting from the back and securing a very good win with a 14 seconds advantage, almost 15 seconds advantage. Well done to Sprunky, he deserves that, and definitely now we're going to work on that graphic so he can also share it with his friends, because I think Sprunky is in a lot of joy and happiness, and hopefully he will continue this form as he's been chasing for that win. So right now, I'm really happy for Sprunky and the top 3. Even Aizen and CJ Bush, they did the long run, and this long run worked because the other two guys, Craigo and Bumblebee, couldn't catch them. So one stop was also a good strategy for them.
Yeah, Sprunky, though, putting a good word in for Driver of the Week, possibly, there, as he goes from back to front there and finishes on the top step of the podium. I don't know if you're able to send invites to the party, but if you could try to add our podium our podium here so we could see if any of them have anything to say about this race. Sprunky, P1, Aizen, P2, CJ Bush, P3, Sprunky going P16 at P1 there. And to be fair, that's a good drive from everybody on the podium. CJ Bush himself, P8 to P3, Aizen, P6 to P2. And then our top 3 as they started the race, finishing 4th, 5th, 6th there. Doomsray, Maverick, Richie, Monkeys, that's your top 10. We've had quite a few DNFs, 5 DNFs here in Division 3. Rick, Monkey Mafia, Sunik, Hartman, and Hennep, bringing out the maximum amount of VSCs that we could have. What a race we've had here. I had a lot of fun commentating that. We didn't have a full grid, but that's okay because we had a race full of action, and it's looking forward to keeping it going through the day. We've got Division 2 happening soon enough in about half an hour, and if you've watched, if you enjoyed this race, stick around for that. Don't forget to check out our merch, link in the description. It's brought to you by IMB Racewear. High quality, super comfortable, and it's that dry, quick material that esports jerseys are made out of for the jersey. We've got some hoodies as well that feel very sporty and comfortable, so check those out. Check out our social media as well if you haven't already. Thank you to everybody who tuned in to this broadcast. We've got our winner here. We've got Sprunky in the party, and Sprunky, can you hear me? Awesome. So we couldn't make that graphic right away for the for your win on Wednesday because it is under investigation for let's just call it an unfortunate incident down the main straight. This one, though, seems like you got through okay, and I think at this point, even if you do take a penalty, you had a sizable lead. I don't think it's going to matter and affect your result too much. So I can safely say congratulations on that first win. Congratulations, you're going to be getting a graphic tomorrow. And how do you feel about it? you had incredible pace out there. You as soon as you had clean air, you just basically left Aizen in the dust there. Is it practice? Is it setup? Or is this just a track you're comfortable around? That's hopefully we see you in the front there more often. In future races, it's a win that's going to help you in the standings. And but outside of the start, outside of that lead, is there any point in the race you were worried that the tires weren't going to last, that something was going to happen to throw that into maybe throw that win away? Well, I do have to say congratulations on that performance. Hope to see more of it further in the season. Ephraim, did you have any questions for Sprunky?
No, I'm really sure that Sprunky was on some pressure tonight, this afternoon actually, and I think yes, he deserved that win, and I believe so, Sprunky, that if you continue to work harder on your strategies and also on your setups, definitely you will be much closer in both divisions, both Division 4 and Division 3.
We've got Aizen joining the party, and if I'm not mistaken, and a good fight there, a good podium, and unfortunately maybe not close enough to bring the fight to Sprunky, but an amazing race nonetheless. Aizen, can you take us through that one?
Yeah, at first I was thinking out about strategy. Ended up wanting to do a two-stop at the beginning, but the safety car just took the heart. So then I just kind of ran, not really on my own, but I didn't do many overtakes. Most of the time, most of my overtakes just came through people pitting in front of me or spinning out or something like that. And at the end, Sprunky was just on a better strategy. Ended up with only like 5 seconds behind with new softs, whilst I had pretty worn hard. So there was no chance of fighting that. So I just brought it home without penalties to keep P2.
It should help you there in the standings with F1 and Richie falling down the order as you got a 50-point gap to catch up. Do you think you have it in you to close that gap up in the following races and give them a proper championship fight in the closing stage of the season?
Well, I sure hope so, but not wanting to have it easy.
Indeed. Do you have any tracks you're looking forward to that's left on the calendar that you think you might be able to, at the very least, steal some other podiums here?
I'm looking forward to Singapore quite a bit.
Singapore, okay. It's tough track. Do you think maybe F1 is gonna have some trouble there, or it's your favorite? You're strong there.
I put quite a lot of practice for last season's race, so I got my lines down quite well. So I feel quite confident there.
All right. Well, I wish you the best of luck there then for the rest of the season. And let's for the sake of the championship fight, I hope that Richie has just one more races of bad luck. So that we get an exciting finish. But for his sake, I hope the rest of the season goes flawlessly. I got my commentator side to cheer for, then I got my side to cheer for. So hope that you guys both have great seasons with just enough bad luck to keep this championship fight going to the very last race.
I have a question for Aizen, if it's
yeah, go for it.
We have some time. Aizen, you went for a long run and you made around 70 laps or 80 laps on those hard tires. How did you feel? You were really the other drivers were catching up, Prego and also Bumblebee. Did you try to at least not to go wide and not suffer a penalty? Because if you took a penalty, you could have lost the podium.
That's exactly that. I didn't want to take a penalty. The tire wear was pretty fine. I think they got only around 50% of wear after like 18 laps or something that I had with them. It really was about, I had the gap and I just couldn't afford a penalty because I had 2 warnings since like the first 5-7 laps, something like that. I took 2 warnings, and I just ran on that until the end, so I was just careful not to take a penalty.
So that's what happens when you eventually risk it in the first few laps, and then you end up really, really cautious in the last few laps. But well done, Aizen. It was a well-deserved podium for you as well.
Yeah,
Some
thanks.
great racing as well.
All right. Well, that's going to be it for our podium interviews, guys. Great race and great win, great podiums for everybody. Thank you to everybody who's tuned in. We've got Division 2 coming up shortly in about 20 minutes, so make sure you don't miss that. Make sure to check out all the links in the description. Like the stream if you haven't already, if you happen to still be here. And don't forget to subscribe if you don't want to miss any other races. Thank you for tuning in on my ISRL night. Thank you to Ephraim for jumping in the co-com seat today and doing a great job despite not being able to see the lobby and having to follow in on the stream there. Was hugely appreciated from myself and I'm sure from the fans watching. And thank you, and we'll see you next time.